Belgium are sending Dancing on the Ice by Essyla to Eurovision 2026 in Vienna. But is Belgium going to be skating into that final? Let's review Eurovision. Well, Belgium is in a bit of a Eurovision trough at the moment. 2023, they qualified. 2024, they didn't. 2025, they didn't. Is 2026 going to be the year that they turn things around? Essyla is the contestant. She's 30 years old at the time of recording. She's a finalist on one of the past seasons of The Voice Belgique. So she is their entrant. She's their hope with Dancing on the Ice. What do we think of it, Emily?
I I kind of my worry is that it feels like it's going to end up slightly doing what Red Sebastian did last year, where it was a song that very much suited like impactful staging and that it comes at the sacrifice of the song itself. So for me, it feels like there's so many kind of changes in like tempo and style of the song that I don't necessarily know what it actually is. And you kind of you finish the song and you just kind of, you're like, slightly kind of baffled by it. I think there are like parts of it that are really strong, there are parts of it that sound very like Lorde-esque. Um, but it feels kind of a bit choppy and changey, and I worry that Belgium will try to kind of like hide some of the kind of inconsistencies in the song behind sparky staging, and it might have the same effect as last year. So yeah, it's not one of my faves, if I'm totally honest.
Yeah, it's not great. And after two entries, that I actually think both years Belgium actually was a bit robbed. I think it should have the staging was not great either year, but the song itself I think was strong enough to go through both times. It feels a little bit frustrating that Belgium seem to have taken a step backwards, if anything, because I think the song just isn't good enough. I don't think uh, it's Lord is a very, very apt comparison, and I'm trying to think. I almost agree, but I can't say who I think instead it sounds a little bit like. It's kind of channeling that mid 2010s. There's something a bit mysterious about it. There's something a bit edgy. There's something profound going on here, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. And secretly, this whole song is about like pig farming or something. That feels like it's trying to be quirky. It's trying to be above everybody in pitching a bigger idea, but I can't grasp what it is, and I don't quite know what it's trying to do or trying to say. And I just a bit like you, at the end of the 3 minutes, I'm like, all right, what's next? It's very, very low impact. And if there's anything that the last two Belgian entries have not been, it's low impact. They've been both high impact. It's just had the wrong impact and it's not hit enough people to qualify. This is just very meh. And it's disappointing from Belgium because they are one of the best. When they're on it, they're on it. And this is just not for me, I'm afraid, by almost any metric. I just don't think it's good enough, unfortunately. So Belgium is performing 11th in the first semi-final. It has got Israel on one side, Lithuania on the other. Is it going to qualify? And if so, where do you think it'll finish in the final? And what is your score out of 10?
Yeah, as you said, there are much fewer kind of countries this year. So in theory, everyone's odds for kind of qualifying go up. Um, I think this is kind of 50-50 as to whether it gets through. I think a lot kind of depends on the staging and kind of live vocal performance. I'm not sure. I think if it does get through, it's probably in the final going to be one of those ones that just gets kind of forgotten. And I think it could be kind of like, well, certainly like bottom 10, possibly even bottom five. But there we are. For me, I would give this a 6. So I feel like I've probably sounded harsher than I have actually been in my scoring. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's a surprisingly high score given the comments, but fair enough. We'll not judge.
Consistent girl.
I'm gonna give it a 4 because I just think it's very, very meh, and it kind of sits on the lower end of meh. So I'm not gonna give it any more than a 4. I don't think it needs to. And I can say right now, I do not think this is qualifying. And we're in a weird situation with that first semi-final where I actually think the 10 semi-finalists are pretty set. Staging may change things, but I feel like even now, 6 weeks before the contest, I could tell you the 10 songs qualified from that first semi-final, and this ain't one of them. So I think it's going to be, it will probably mean, because I think Montenegro is going through this year, it will leave but only behind Azerbaijan, I think, Belgium with one of the longest non-qualification streaks, which is a bit harsh because it's only 3 years that they've not been through. But I think there is a problem with Belgium's Eurovision HQ, and they need to fix it because they are a long way from the highs of the mid 2010s when they were re regularly challenging for a win. This is not challenging for a win this time, I'm afraid. That's what we think this time. Do let us know what you think in the comments. The comments are open. You can give us a follow. If you do, hit the bell. You'll get notified every time we upload new content. We're also in podcast and vodcast form, wherever you get your podcasts. So do give us a listen there as well. Thank you very much for watching, and tune in tomorrow if you get another review here at Review Eurovision. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.